What's up, beautiful people? I hope you're doing good. I'm Jimmy from mygraphic.design. Welcome back to my series What the Field for the second episode where I teach you about pro forms from Bricksforge. Today we're going to be creating a very simple form, same as the first episode, but this time we're going to be featuring the Tel Field, the number field, and the date picker field. Are you ready? I am, so let's just start. In the first episode of What the Field, I was actually developing the site on a local environment. Problem was that when I wanted to send the email at the end to test it, basically I would not receive the email. Logical. So what I did, I moved everything into a live environment, just did some styling a bit more. And we are at the same configuration than we had in the previous tutorial. What we're going to do today, we're going to be making a form for request information that you could have on your website for your clients, but we are going to delete the message field. So we can delete it here. We are going to add a block in the pro form here. We're going to put it above the submit and we're going to click that block. So any elements that we're going to be adding will be added to that block. We are going to start by adding a number field. So let's look for it. Okay. We are also going to go for the phone and we're going to go for the date picker. And as you can see, they automatically come in that block. We're going to go into that block settings. And we're going to put the direction as horizontal and put a colon gap of space M. If you wonder how I get those things, it's from core formwork. So we have our label right next to each other. We're going to start with the first one, which is the number field. I won't go over those settings. Obviously, it was the purpose of the first video. So I invite you to go check that video right now if you haven't seen it. But for now, we're going to focus on the number field. So let's click on it. As usual, and as I said in the previous video, it's always better to change the custom ID to something that makes more sense for your field so you remember what it is. So here in that case, we're just going to put number. We're going to do the same here. The changes that we're making are reflecting straight away here. Okay. The differences that you have with the other fields that we had in the previous video are that after disabled, you will see some extra features. So number of people, you can set a minimum number of people. So let's say 2. And we're going to set a maximum of people of 10. Now we have steps. So steps, I'm going to show you in the front end how it looks like. So first, 2 is the minimum, 10 is the maximum. People won't be able to put more than 10 people, and they won't be able to put less than 2 people. Let's go and check that in the front end and see how it looks. So here we are. We have number of people. And as you can see, as soon as I'm going to click up, it's going to show me the number 2, which is the minimum. So that means you don't have the possibility to choose 1. So let's just go up and you can see at 10, it blocks automatically. Okay. So the step, basically, we go from 2 to 3. That's basically +1. If we wanted to go from 2 to 4 directly, we would have to put here 2. Let's go now see in the front end. I'm going to go here and you see it goes to 4. And of course, it's going to go to 6, 8, and 10. That means you cannot have an even number if you do that. Of course, you can set it up the way you want. Okay. As an autocomplete, well, depending on what you have here for data or number, you would want to look for something that makes sense. For me, in that case, I don't need it. Input mode, very important for mobile. I would choose, of course, the numeric. It comes automatically by default. And that means that when you have the form on your phone, when people want to actually fill in the form, they will be prompted with the numeric keyboard on their phone, which is super cool because it eases the process of typing number in that field. And that's about it for the number field. We're going to go into the next one, which is the phone field. Again, here we're going to put phone number here as well. Here by autocomplete, you could decide whether you want the field to be autocompleted. In that case, you could go for Tel. The rest is the exact same. Okay, we are going to go on to the next one. The next one is the date picker. So same as usual, we're going to change the custom ID. Label, we're going to put date. And we're going to see what options we have here. Under enable time, you can see you have language. You can choose any language that you would like. In my case, I will leave it to the default, which is English. But if you say, I want the calendar to be in French or in Spanish, you could put FR for French or ES for Spanish, etc., etc. Here you have the date format. If you don't change anything, this is going to be the default, but you can, of course, set up your own date format. You can save in database as a different format, which is really cool. And then under, you have specific feature for the date picker. So if you would not need the dates, for example, and just need the time, you could just say time only. But you could have also a range picker, which means that you could select a range of dates for your form. Enable specific dates. So you could have, well, like it says, specific dates. You can custom them. Date to enable, from date to date. That's pretty straightforward. We're not going to do this. You can have enable specific weekdays. That's really cool because if you have something happening only on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, that gives you more freedom to actually control the calendar. You can disable specific dates. Same. You can disable date in the past, which is cool. And you can show a visual calendar instead of having this field. You can allow input, so that means people can actually write, but we're not going to do this. Before we go and see what the show visual calendar looks like, let's see when it's deactivated and how it all reacts. As you can see, the label is different than the other one, and that is probably due to my main settings. So I would have to do some styling. However, when you click there, you can see you have the calendar automatically opening. Let's go back here real quick and see how it looks when we show the visual calendar. And we're going to save, and it updates automatically. And you see automatically we get the calendar prompt up on the page. Pretty cool. It's a matter of design. You could basically stack up those two on top of each other. We can maybe try that. Okay, looks a bit better. We could give some more spacing. Yeah, cool. One last thing, when you go to settings, you have general, and right under you have binding. This is something that we will take a look at, but it is specific to that date field picker. In regard of the settings of the Proform, this is exactly the same settings as you have in my previous video, so I would encourage you to go check it out. But for now, it's time to test it. Let's go on the front end, 7th of May, and submit. I have a very weird animation here. I'm not really sure what happened. Might be a conflict with another plugin. I'll have to look at this, but regardless, let's see if we received our email. Yes, and as you can see, we just received our email. The name was this. The email was sent to this one. The number of people was 2. Then the phone number and the date. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much. As I said, it was a simple form, simple video as well. Just want you to understand the real basic of Proform so you can create any form you want in the future. Until next time, stay sexy, keep spreading love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.